And we're live, people. Hello.
Hello, and welcome to um Table Two Games. We are, well, guess for us. One day I'm gonna do an intro that isn't just gonna be awkward, but today's not that day. I'm Yusuf and Dan. These are the awesome nerds I play with. The music you've been listening to has been Miracle Sound, assuming that was music.
There was.
And that's about it. Jenny, who are you? What do you do?
Yeah, hi, I'm Johnny Artorias. I run this train wreck. We are just about to derail and, crash into a wall. So I'm very excited. It's being our penultimate episode. Penultimate's a great word. And I never get to use it. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to getting through all this and, torturing my thin bloods one last time. So yeah, Gerbil, over to you.
I'm Gerbil. That's it.
Such energy, much wow.
Yeah, I feel like we're all a little tired today.
Fair. Will?
Hi, I'm Lilith. I'm here. I'm also on my channel playing Pokemon and doing the Power Rangers and another D&D stream normally later, but we can't do it this week because of the MZL. Starting up another D&D stream on Mondays going forward in the future. Fun times.
That's
Be
two
able to-
games.
Be able to fit. Hey, I am dropping my Wednesday game, so I'll have one less once we finish the season of that next week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting a Wednesday game. Rather this off stream.
And in 8 days, I can finally fix my Twitch channel name problem because for some reason Twitch is like, you change your name, wait 3 months before you can do it again.
It is kind of silly and arbitrary, but oh well.
What if I did a misspelling when I was typing out my name Twitch? Well, screw you.
Pretty much.
Shadows.
Hello. I am playing your lovely, great Thinblood, who's definitely not through humanity and ready to kill everything.
That statement is a lie.
Yeah,
Only half? Really? Okay, cool. I was going for a full lie, but if you really think Elliot as he's now is lovely, then okay.
He's
Yeah,
certainly a lovely ally to have, when he's not trying to kill you.
Yeah, fair. Okay, sure.
And
I'll buy that.
He certainly is a Thinblood.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. Blame any stream goblins on Doozer.
No goblins, stream goblins or otherwise, were harmed during the production of this stream. Can you tell I'm tired?
They were all
Yes.
murdered. They weren't harmed. They were
So-
just murdered.
So let's, on the note of our lovely thin blood, who's actually two thin bloods in a trench coat.
Should have used
we're
that.
gonna zoom in. Yeah.
Also, we're not our characters. I'm not through humanity. We're playing characters. They're awful. We might not be.
I mean, no, yeah.
Jury's still out on that one.
Hey, the character, not the player. Something content warning, self-care is best care, and all that jazz.
Trick's on you. I hate the player and the character.
Wow, rude.
Wow, Lel. Tell me how you feel about me. Jeez.
I'm talking about myself, you werehills.
So, let's move away from that subject. Be depressed about our characters instead. We zoom in on same dark, rainy night in London, in the aftermath of a rather dramatic fight in the church, or outside of one. bits of like pipe and construction equipment strewn around. The scaffoldings are crashed to the ground. And we see Zach still wolfed out. And James collect Elliot, who's been staked on the ground, and pull him back to the chantry. In the distance, we hear sirens coming, as this has undoubtedly been reported gunshots, the crashing sounds, everything. But it's London. It'll take them a while.
Because London is a shithole.
Harsh. Let's not pick a fight with the city of London just yet. We see our
Why
lovely
not? Crowley's trying to.
We see our thinbloods in the old Tremere chantry. Books strewn around. Where do you put Elliot?
There's like a little sleeping spot where whenever Zach occasionally spends the day here, he just drops him on the cot and it's like, I'm going to go get some blood. Don't take that out until I return. Gotcha.
I'm gonna roll a d10 to see where see if James puts Elliot in a nice place or if he literally just throws him onto the ground. I'm gonna roll a d10.
Bill just said he put me in the cot.
Well, it's James that's carrying him, so.
I thought the wolf was dragging him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever then.
Yeah. So.
Doesn't make a difference to me.
Yeah. Drops him on a cot, turns back, looks at you naked, and says what I said. Don't take out the steak until I get back. Go grab some spare clothes from the back. Going to get a drink. Try and contact Veronica. Let her know what happened.
Well, James is going to heal. So, is it 2 or 3 superficial per rouse check?
It's one.
It's one.
I thought it was more than, or is that
No,
for
it's
blood?
one. Blood potency makes you increase it, but high blood potency.
Yeah. Blood potency 2, I think, gets to heal 2 superficial.
Right.
Zach's going to find a homeless person who's not on drugs and pay him to buy him.
James. Could James by this point have secured a supply of blood bags? Because he would have been working on that.
You know what? You can give me a roll for it. Okay, let's actually get 2 sort of hunting rolls here. So let me just double check the rolls for this. I think for the blood bags, it will be streetwise and either manipulation or wits.
Well, I'm going with manipulation because that's higher than my wits.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 manipulation, man. Damn. I haven't manipulated anyone.
I have 1, you asshole.
I have 3, and I've got oh well. Oh. So is that 4 blood bags?
4? No. That's 2 blood bags. 4 would be a lot. It's enough to feed on.
Yeah.
Describe how you're going about, like, how you've gone about searching for blood bags. Like, what was your process?
Well, he figures he figures that Crowley and all that, and this coterie, we can't be the only vampires in London, so we can't be the only people looking for and selling, looking for blood, which means there has to be people selling it. So he's been going around making inquiries into people selling exotic product, and that's eventually how he found it. Basically, he found, I don't know, maybe a ghoul selling blood. Maybe there's maybe there's a charitable kindred out there that sells blood in exchange for whatever, and James is able to buy some. I don't know.
I'll say that you were able to find a EMT who was like selling blood bags on the side.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Didn't even occur to me. Yeah, that well.
I mean, if you're looking for people who are selling like organs and stuff, or get on that sort of black market side of things, there are people who do that in real life. So
so he's bought some blood bags from shady EMT.
And it is expensive. Normally I'd have you like mark off a lot of resources, but sort of approaching the end, and this is probably like the last time. It's fine. But you're able to do that. I imagine that's a scene that happened before, and you just have the blood bags stored somewhere. So very easy to retrieve.
Yeah, I imagine they're stuck in a cooler or something here in the Chantry, which he goes and gets. So I'm just going to rouse 4 times to see if I can heal, all for superficial. Thanks for that, Elliot.
Sure. While you're doing that, we'll cut over to Will.
Just remember, it could have been aggravated. Could have been aggravated.
I got 4 successes on my rouse checks. I don't get hungrier.
Nice. So, Will, we see Zach shaking off the wolf mode, heading out into the
after getting
nearby streets. Yes. Now there are like plenty of homeless people in London. More than darkness, London especially.
Yeah, Zach's going to offer them free treatment. Free medical treatment to first. That's a good way to make sure they're not high, drunk, or make sure their blood isn't tainted. And then offer them some money and buying them while giving them the medical checkup. Pretty much playing the Good Samaritan with the end goal of finding someone suitable to numb.
Yeah, sure. Can you give me
probably a few mowable people, so we can take some blood from a few mowable homeless people. So he doesn't just hospitalize one individual.
Yeah. Let's go with a charisma medicine check.
That is what I was hoping for, because anything else would have been a terrible roll. Let's go at rousing for this, since I'm planning to drink anyway. There's literally no downside.
I mean, if you get too hungry, then you can frenzy, but yeah.
True.
Actually, no, I don't think you can frenzy.
I was meant to add an extra die to that, so... Oh, fuck you. Willpowering. Because that is 4 1s.
I don't think you can willpower on an overtime thing, right? I mean, it's
no,
but...
It depends. Normally for hunting rules, you can still willpower.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so that's a total of 5 successless.
I mean, 5 is pretty good. Alright, no. That's 4 successes. Oh, no,
Yeah,
you get the
where's
extra
the
one.
other die?
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
It's a 7.
Yeah.
No, but why you don't have 5
it's from
dice?
it's from the house.
Okay.
Yeah. It's fine. All of our brains are just sort of like out of phase with reality, I think, just now.
I roused, but I forgot to put in the bonus when I rolled.
mhm.
So I had to do it manually.
Yeah, so I mean, you find like a homeless guy on the streets. He's kind of taking a break. He's standing off away from his stuff a little bit. You know, kind of, let's just say scruffy. But you know, as you're going by, you're able to convince them that you're of good intention. You're just going to take some blood for some tests and like give some medical treatment, make sure they're doing okay. How sincere is Zach, do you think?
He's pretty sincere. He got into the medical field because he genuinely does want to help people. And yeah, he's using these forgotten dead for their purpose. But it doesn't mean he doesn't want to actively help them, since, you know, if there's no homeless, it'll be harder for him to get blood in the future. Again, it's sex normal. There's always a reason to do something good. But it doesn't, you know, just because you have selfish intent doesn't negate the good you're doing.
Yeah. It doesn't, as long as there's a net good, it doesn't matter what the individual motive is.
It's very,
The
Ayn Rand like approach to utilitarianism.
the ends justify the means, huh?
Again, Sack's mindset has always been, you know, the
As
old
long
saying.
as there's a net good.
Yeah, Sack's saying it. You know the old saying, if you kill a killer, there's still one killer. Sack's mindset is, okay, then, so I just go and kill other killers.
Right, yeah. It's like, sure, there was 2 killers, now there's just 1. That is net better. But yeah, so let's not get into my personal belief. You're able to feed. It's not great. The people that you're able to reach out to and to sort of spread the word to each other and like, you know, for treatment.
I also hand them a business card if they need to contact me in the future.
Yeah, so easy to like reach out to people when you don't have like.
I know, but you know,
charge your phone very easily or anything. But yeah.
But again, it's, you know,
yeah.
London's one of the few places still have working phone booths.
But yeah, for the most part, like people just have like, you know, nutritional issues, like problems from like smoking or drinking. Like it's rough. You give a few of them like naloxone to help treat withdrawal symptoms, and yeah.
Saka also recommends good, you know, homeless shelters and one he knows of, because he probably knows a few where, you know, the hospital's like, if we get someone bad, you know, recommend here, here, and here. Yeah. So, yeah, so that's like, there's anyone like really bad, it's like, you should probably go here, 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 these places. Will help get you food, rest, and whatnot.
But yeah, so when you return, find James sipping away at a blood bag. Blood is kind of congealed. It's that sort of like, I don't know, it's been refrigerated and like there's some preservatives in it that sort of like detract from the whatever mystical nutrition you get from drinking blood.
May I ask one last thing quickly? Could I have stored some blood from a victim that I'm planning to give James to wake him up?
Elliot, you mean?
Yeah, blood.
I'll say you can store it. Yeah. I'll let you store like 1 point's worth.
Yeah. Because I'm going to have to give that to James to wake him up. At least that's what Sack thinks is going to have to happen. He's still
James or Elliot?
Elliot, not yeah. Names are hard, people.
And just imagining James is sat there reading a book and Zach's like, here, drink this, drink. And James is like, what the fuck? I'm awake.
It's caffeinated.
I'm not even hungry.
Assuming none of the people I would just feast on had my drug of choice in them.
No, you said you're specifically looking for drug free, right? No.
Yeah. Honestly, sure looks someone with this my drug of choice in them, but you know. So I didn't want to risk contamination with the wolf blood. So yeah, Sack sits on Elliot at this point. Put a bit of weight on him in case he goes ape shit again, and removes the stake.
Clarify, have you drank the blood from the people that you got yet, or are you waiting?
This would be after the me going out to get this week. Yeah.
Right, so you did feed, yeah?
Yeah, I fed. But I also collecting the blood was because I'm going to give some to Elliot when I wake.
I was just double checking the.
I'm going to wake up the possibly unstable, very strong kindred while I'm still hungry. That would be a good life choice.
I was more going for you need to change your resonance as you do lose your werewolf blood.
I know.
So
luckily I
didn't. I would say that you now have the melancholy. You got 5 successes, so say intense. So you can take 2 dots in. Oh God, which is it? Melancholy, I think, is obfuscate and fortitude.
Right, I'll take.
So you can take 1 dot in one in the other, or you can take like 2 dots in one.
Let me find the discipline list again. Do you have your discipline list?
I would go with 2 dots in fortitude.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking as well. But I want to see what's the.
I mean, 2 dots in obfuscate, you could hide from him.
Still trying to find the discipline chart.
Problem is, we don't know if Crowley has other spirits.
Jen, can you DM me the discipline chart if you still have it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll find that for you while we move over to Elliot waking up. You wake up on the cot. The stake has been just pulled out of your heart. And you were still like conscious. But Amy's voice in your head has like died down. She's no longer sort of screaming at you to kill James.
I pour some blood in your mouth so you can lower your hunger down by 1 because I don't know you have 0 hunger.
Well, now I have 1 hunger.
Hey. Because Sakus was a part of Sakus was thinking maybe you went rage mode because you needed blood. That's why he did this. Because he lacks important context.
So
I might be wrong on the rules, but I don't think you can heal ag until you wake up.
That wasn't healing ag.
Oh, okay then.
That was hunger die. I'm guessing.
That was superficial. I had 3, so I rolled 1 for 1.
Just,
I know the rules. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Sorry. I saw 3 rolls.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Elliot, you're back. Did someone text Veronica, by the way?
Well, I did tell.
James would have texted Veronica and she'd be like, "Yo, get your ass back to the chantry." Well, you wouldn't say that exactly, but he'd be like, "Get your ass back here."
Mm-hmm.
Smash cut to Veronica.
It'd be phoning her now and
then. Smash cut to Veronica's phone buzzing, and she wakes up in a state of undress in a room she is not familiar with 2 people she's quite certain she hasn't met.
a
man and a woman, and her clothes are all over the room. And she goes, "I didn't realize I was back in college." Hello?
Stop playing silly buggers and get the fuck back here, bitch. We got shit to do.
Click.
Sure. So we will cut to Veronica returning as the stake is removed. Just so you're all back in the one scene.
DM, do you want I pick for my resonance?
Yes, I saw that.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elliot's face goes from the angry face he had while staked to just a very neutral one. And some gashes just heal over.
If I get off you, are you going to try to murder him again?
No.
Veronica quickly walks over to James and whispers in his ear, "I'm pretty sure Elliot ate his sister."
Yeah, he seems...
Okay, then. I'm going to trust you.
He turned up and tried to kill us. Well, me. I don't know what the fuck's going on with him, but I feel like if you've got a lot of anger, being one of us isn't a good thing.
You owe me werewolf powers. She said. He says to Elliot standing up.
I don't think I accepted that deal.
Too bad. You owe me werewolf powers because I had to waste my werewolf powers stopping you from killing him.
You could have not. That was your choice.
Yes, but I needed him alive.
Well, there you go. He owes you werewolf powers then.
You both owe me werewolf powers. For getting me in the middle of your bullshit.
I don't think that's how that works.
In the time that Veronica has known Elliot, how different does he seem?
I mean...
Oh, very different. Like, he is very corpseified for a very lifelike thinblood. He is... It's obvious that, like, his body is, like, trying to maintain itself in, like, a human way, but, like, there's twitchies and movements that seem unsettling. His skin is so much paler and sunken and like drawn tight to himself. He almost has like a skull-like aspect. If Elliot can see himself in the mirror, it's like the face he saw under the mask when he was abducted.
I think the biggest change is his eyes actually look dead.
What color are his eyes? Because they would be an unnatural color now.
Okay, important question. You all have your weapons, right? James, you got the weapons?
Yeah, I got a weird text from Billy. He asked to meet us all. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, seems a little suspicious.
We'll deal with that after we go to the caves.
Yeah, I've got a feeling Billy's gonna try play the little Van Helsing if we all turn up.
That's your issue. You deal with it. Okay, let's go. Everyone grab weapons.
No, I think it's much more entertaining to let him just sit there. And James turns his phone off.
So okay. Are you planning to go to the caves now? Are you all in good state? Are you healed?
Yeah, we're all healed.
Yep.
Okay. This is the prompt appearing on the screen and like the Final Fantasy
I
game.
mean,
It's like
yeah.
you may not be
Elliot's
able to
just
return
gonna
if you
look at-
go past this point.
Elliot's just gonna look at them and go, "We probably should go tomorrow," and then points at the arm. I can still put my
Okay.
finger through this.
Fine. Okay, heal up. We'll go tomorrow.
Well, then we can still turn up to Billy, I guess, if anyone cares.
do you
He'll
really
just
want to risk
lay back
risk
down on the
any-
cot and go to sleep.
Do you want to risk any amount of damage?
No.
No, but if I'm wrong, we have a potential barrier between us and Crowley. Very
So you
least.
want Crawley to just kill them all?
No, but they might be able to help us, and if
Probably
will
Billy's
just
whipped
kill
them
them all.
up into
No.
if Billy's whipped them up into a mood to kill monsters, then they might be willing to help us take out Crowley. I
All
mean,
they'll do is get themselves killed. He
Mm,
says with his eyes closed from the cot.
yeah, it's a fair point. It's been enough. Been enough death lately.
Also, we barely understand what we are.
Yeah.
Also, I proposed to my significant other for happy news.
that
There's
that
a very
good
slow
is that
clap.
I'd say save the date, but there's a 90% chance we'll all be dead in the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
That's why I asked.
You're potentially about to leave him a very lonely, broken-hearted man. You did realize that, right?
Why I
What was
left
going to
him.
happen anyway if he died?
It's why I left him a family.
Yeah, but now it's so much worse.
Yeah. Again, it's why I left him a family.
Oh, and Veronica basically shows I'm going to retcon why I haven't spoken to Tommy this entire time, and she basically shows them all a text that's about a month old. It's essentially a Dear John text to Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Eh.
It's
And
not
she
you, it's
goes-
me.
It specifically reads, and it specifically reads at the end, "It's not you, it's me. I feel dead to the world."
Hmm.
And that's basically code for "I'm already dead. Let me go."
Mhm.
I read a joke many years ago. But it was a joke about a Dear John letter about a guy in the army who's married to the woman of his dreams. When it's like, one day she sent me a Dear John letter. My name's not even John.
Terrible.
It's such a dumb
so-
joke, but I love it. Just popped back into my head. Thank you, Gerbil.
So, as we move over to the following evening, is there any last scenes you want to have, like with each other or with any
Should
other
have-
people around?
Shouldn't we be attacking Crowley during the day? I mean, he's a full-blooded kindred. He can't do anything during the day. We hold a significant advantage during the day.
The fact is, we've already seen that time frames doesn't really affect him in his ghosts. But we probably will attack during the day, yes. But I suspect it doesn't.
I just want to be able to rouse to heal that egg.
Yeah.
So long as we do
Yeah.
that. Also, Elliot wants a small private chat with Veronica.
Mm.
Okay.
So we'll zoom out a little bit, and we'll say you take that. I'll say you can take a week and everyone can set their hunger down to 1.
Okay.
Assuming you're not murdering. Your health to 0. Yes, Bill.
Sack does a tiny little bit of murdering. They're the forgotten dead for a reason.
Okay.
Can I do a tiny little bit of murdering too?
Yes. Please, both of you take one stain.
Oh yeah, that's gonna affect me so much with
I know.
5 boxes.
I'd like to point out once again, the gangster, the career criminal, is the moral center of this group.
May I point out on Humanity 3, I
wait.
genuinely do not care.
Veronica, do you want to go 3 for 3? Okay, so I assume everyone, the other two of you are just drinking healthily and normally.
I also
eating them.
I also want to drug up the person before I do it, so I can
Fair.
get my mental bonuses.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And to disclose the body and pretty much just putting him in the morgue at the hospital as a John Doe.
Mhm.
If we're waiting a week instead, I think James will text Billy and just be like, "Hey, buddy, sorry about missing the meeting, but I don't know what that was about wanting to meet the whole group all of a sudden. But this is some weird fucking Van Helsing vigilante bullshit. Like, come on, man. You know that shit doesn't work in real life."
The text bounces back.
Yeah, fucking idiot. Gotta get himself killed.
Just to, show that breaking ties with a touchstone has consequences, I'm just going to lower back down to Humanity 5 because I think that's narratively satisfying.
Yeah, you are losing a touchstone.
We see these guys having issues with a touchstone, in cut with Saka home just snuggling, watching movies.
I don't know what issues with any touchstones you're talking about.
I don't think Billy is a touchstone for James, right?
Fine. Having issues with their friendships and relationships.
What friendships?
Yeah, I mean,
Actually, wait, was he? It has been a while. I think he might have been. It was certainly something we discussed at one point.
no, not that page. Nope. No, Billy's not a touchstone.
He probably should be.
I
Nah.
think he was.
I think he was a contact.
No, he's the contact. Remember, I got contacts. That's why I had a gang.
I have a question, Jay.
Yeah.
Is there a particular residence that gives you oblivion?
Lack of any?
Sociopaths.
Yeah, sociopaths.
Pardon?
Drink from sociopaths.
Yep.
Could I have found a sociopath to drug and kill then?
How would you go about that?
While I work in a hospital, I would just go to one of the therapists and look through the personality files.
Or alternatively, I'm pretty sure sociopath. There is. Wait. Am I thinking of psychopaths or sociopaths when I'm thinking medication? Because Veronica might have access to that.
Oh, like there are
I don't know.
There's antipsychotic meds. There's no anti-sociopath meds. Like you can't give a person empathy.
Yeah.
You can merely teach them to
fake it.
To emulate.
I remember. Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I say I'll go to the psychiatrist wing of the hospital.
Also, slight PSA. Just because you're a sociopath does not make you a bad person. It just means you can't really feel emotion.
Same with being a psychopath.
You can be a sociopath and still feel emotion. You just can't tell what. You don't understand what the other people have emotions. Like you can't. Anyway.
Oh, that's the difference.
Yeah.
You don't have
something.
You don't have the context. Yeah, it's hard to understand the context of other people's emotions.
Yeah, you can't empathize with other people's emotions.
My point
Yes.
still stands. They can still be good people.
Yeah, it's the same as
definitely.
psychopaths. I read a headline years ago now where a neurologist, I think it was, did a scan of his own brain, found out that he was a psychopath. And my immediate thought was, well, Christmas is going to be awkward.
But yeah, so yeah, I'd be looking for, and preferably a sociopath and who's, does have a glowing recommendation from their psychiatrist.
So specifically a sociopath with violent tendencies.
Okay. I think that's fairly easy for you to gain access to, just because you work in a hospital. I will say that like those office and records are typically locked. So if you're trying to gain access to them, depending on how you're gaining access to them, will either require a dex larceny or a charisma, manipulation, persuasion, or subterfuge to get access to them.
Could he not just swipe a master key from the front desk?
There's not a master key for there might be a master key for the office, but not for the cabin.
I have none. I have none of those things. Can Veronica get me access if I ask Veronica?
I mean, I don't have larceny, but I have 5 decks. And no morals.
I'll tell you what Veronica does if you ask, and I'll just ask what. She will basically go to one of the psychiatrists and go right at closing time, as they're about to leave their office, and basically talk about meds, and then basically put a little stopper in the door so the door doesn't lock, and it's not noticed.
That wouldn't get him access to the locker with all the files. I'll get him into the room.
I'm getting him access to the office. That needs to be good enough.
No, again, the issue is I have no larceny.
Like I said, I have 5 decks. If it's dex larceny, that's 5 rolls. I mean, 5 dice. And no morals.
Yes, but would Elliot help him?
If he asks. I have no reason not to.
Okay. Right, I forgot you're emotionless now.
Not emotionless, he just doesn't care.
I think that the only thing that Elliot cares about at this point are his touchstones and killing Crowley.
No, there is a list. It's Crowley, Mary, and James. Those 3 need to die.
Sure.
But but I just need anyone's help because my manipulation is a 1. My dex is a 3, but I have no larceny.
So
we have the exact same stats.
Let's do a 3-part test. So, Veronica, if you're helping to gain access to the room.
Actually, I have an idea. Could Zach roll a luck roll and go through his old files and see and basically go, oh, I treated a sociopath a while ago.
I don't think he would know.
He's not
Yeah, he's not a therapist.
Yeah, I'm not a psychiatrist. My specialty is diagnostication for sickness, not mental illness.
Yeah, he's house. Twink house.
I mean,
oh my god, you recreated House.
Yeah.
I've never watched House, so I can't.
Now, Elliot is going to offer his own plan where he just walks into their office, nibbles on them, and then takes the key from them.
I would rather we not hurt any of these humans.
It won't kill them.
So I'd rather you do, if you're gonna do it, I'd rather you do it at night when they're not around.
Then I can't take the keys from them.
Oh wait, actually, I have an idea. Veronica would basically go up to one of the psychiatrists and basically ask if they can look at some, actually, no, that wouldn't work. Sorry.
Okay.
So I'll just let Elliot Do it. Do it Elliot's way. As long as no one dies.
Okay. In which case that is easier. He is in a very unique position to just be as blunt as possible, and it doesn't matter. They're just people. You find one of the doctor's offices. You've been pointed to it by Zach. It's early evening.
I'd
The
probably
person
like
is like,
get Zach to schedule it as like the last visit of the day.
mhm,
Yeah.
right.
Pretty much.
Right, so you're going in as a patient.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, then if that's the case, Zach would probably be like, my friend recently just lost his sister. There's probably a lot of shit there. Would you mind, seeing them at least once for a checkup?
Yeah, like we don't even have our priest who usually does like guidance counseling and grief.
Zach would be like, yeah, and it wouldn't be a you owe me, but Zach, again, we know Zach has done a lot of supporting the mental health ward, with that chat room for the psychiatrists to be able to speak to each other privately, and
Yeah.
kind of ironic that that's came back around, despite that was just a one-off thing I made up in session one.
I think Zach is a better person than he thinks that he is, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
like, I have no
totally.
bedside manner or anything, but like, he's actually like pretty good overall. But yeah,
As he plots to murder a sociopath.
sure,
Yeah, but he's a violent
Um,
one, so it doesn't count.
definitely counts.
Definitely counts.
But I
Yeah.
just need
Yeah,
to get that.
I don't know what.
I
don't
just
know
need the
what show it's
resonance
from.
in Oblivion to be able to cast this ritual easier.
Uh,
I
So,
don't know what show it's from, but I like the line "Cool motive, still murder."
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
All right.
So you get into the office, you go up and knock on the door. An older man, grayish hair, looks like he has spent like way too long on his tan. He's like in his mid-50s or something. Still like smells heavily of like smoke. Like you get the impression this person is just sort of like seen it all, through it all. Yeah. Come in.
He'll step in.
You must be Mr. Payne.
Yeah.
Bit of an ironic name. I understand you're dealing with some issues. If you want to take a seat, and he gestures to, there's like a very comfy looking armchair, and a sofa on one side of the room. He doesn't like gesture to any in particular. It's like whatever makes the patient feel comfortable. And he goes back to sit in his own chair.
Gets closer to the man, like Zach told me to say something to you, and like kind of motions to like get close to his ear.
He finds he was like halfway to like pressing a button on like a recorder. Make a say manipulation subterfuge.
Can I use intimidation instead?
Sure.
Okay. Still manipulation?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're trying
wait.
to like make him feel a certain
Um,
way, right?
sorry. That should be a different role.
Okay.
Actually, let me just double check something. I think it's the same role.
Okay, right.
As what you asked me originally, because I take a minus to interacting with mortals.
Of course, yeah. Low humanity.
Yeah. Let me find humanity.
Probably thinking like you're a crackhead or something, given the way you look.
Actually, he probably thinks Elliot's severely malnourished.
Yeah.
I
So I
mean-
take a 4-die penalty to interact with humans.
Jesus, okay.
So that's 1 die.
Yeah.
That's 1 die no matter what I do.
Just roll
Unless
one
I'm
die.
rolling intimidation charisma, it will be 1 die.
No,
Or
just roll
intimidation
one die.
dex. I don't
Why
think
did
it's
we-
any of those. So I'm just
why
gonna
did
roll
we-
1 die.
Why did we think this was a good idea?
Because we
Oh, no,
forgot
okay,
how
yeah.
humanity works.
Well, I will see. And again, I had no
It's
other
a
fucking.
success though.
Sure, he'll hit record. Like you see that he doesn't like hide it or anything. But he'll lean in.
When he leans in, I wanna hit stop on the record and bite him.
Okay. Make a strength brawl. Say it difficultly too. It's like you're unsettling as fuck. He has.
I mean,
like,
he leaned
therapist
in,
face
right?
of,
So I'm
like-
near his neck anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean that's why you can do it. But yeah, he has that therapist face of like, I'm scared and unsettled by you, but I will pretend that this is normal because if you're at ease, then it's like you're in a room with a wolf.
Or it's
Like if the wolf doesn't freak out, I have a better chance of surviving.
it's like that. I am very likely sitting next to an axe murderer right now.
Yeah. Cool. So you bite him, and he does like tense up initially, as you lunge at his throat, before he is taken away by the pleasure of the kiss.
I'll take enough that he'll go
like that.
unconscious.
Okay, so I think that's 3 dice worth, 3 blood points, right? So, or hunger, no, not blood points.
I mean, he's at 0. Like he killed someone before coming here, or something.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it's
it's
just
fine.
there's a certain, there's a level that you need to drink to like knock someone out, basically.
He'll close the wound.
It's really easy to like reach over and just turn off the recorder. Have free run of the office for another half hour.
He'll rummage through, take the keys, and then open the door and look towards Zach and hand him the keys.
Zach heads in, grabs the file. We'll do his best to grab the file.
Elliot's just gonna
Okay,
leave at that point. He's
there's
done his job.
multiple- There's multiple files for like different patients. This is where he stores like all that patient information, like his personal notes and things on them. Make a intelligence investigation check for me.
Okay.
For successes. There is. You don't have to roll back or anything. It's fine.
Right.
There's a name that kind of rings a bell. As you're reading through, just sort of skimming different files, there's things for like abuse victims, people with substance use issues, various like different mental health problems, and people who are in therapy. One of the people who comes up is a K. Trent. And as you're reading through the file, there's notes about them being a police officer, violent tendencies. They've been remanded from the police like multiple times to be suspended, not remanded, for excessive use of force on suspects. And like I think we see like the key words like suspected sociopathic tendencies, possible personality disorder. But this is Officer Trent.
Yeah, I ain't killing a touchstone for this.
Is Trent a touchstone?
For me, yes.
So isn't he a touchstone for me?
I think
An
he's
enemy for you.
He's an ally and touchstone for me.
Mm-hmm. For successes, that's the one that stands out.
Yeah, but I ain't killing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not killing my contacts.
Does Zach even consider it?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
Hey, having this kind of information would be a very good way to blackmail him into leading you to somebody else that might be a good victim for you.
Yeah, but would he really want to blackmail an ally?
No.
A touchstone. It's a bigger thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so you put the file back. You turn to see the collapsed psychiatrist.
That poor guy's going to wake up so confused.
Yeah, I
Little
put him
bit.
down on the sofa.
Mhm.
He's probably gonna think it's a weird dream, and also, why don't you remove the schedule for that meeting?
Yeah, I was literally about to say that.
What's the weird noise?
That's the I'm metagaming gaming sound that Critical Role does.
Well, I was going
Again,
to.
pigeon.
I was going to say I was going to do that anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want no metagaming like pigeons or just any aviary at all.
It was a
Very
joke.
anti-bird.
Yeah.
That was a one-time joke. I will not do that again.
Again, I was going to say I'll clean up the crime scene. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, since I can't get a sociopath, then plan drug up and kill one of the living dead for the stain.
Mm-hmm.
But if I could have got those resonance for Oblivion, it would have been so useful.
It's really harsh to refer to homeless people as living dead, by the way. Like, as someone who was like very recently homeless, like wow, it's very dark.
Again, I'm saying it in Sack's mindset, not my own.
So, yeah. Learning maybe a bit too much about your ally, and kind of realizing the line that you probably don't want to cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put the file away, you clean up, get this guy. You probably just call him Danny. It's one of the psychiatrists. And yeah, he's all comfortable. probably thinks he just sort of fell asleep after his last appointment. Hopefully, he might have weird nightmares. But yeah, you head out, and we're gonna cut away. Are there any other scenes that you have in mind? Anyone? Elliot.
I did mention Elliot wanted a small private talk with Veronica.
Okay.
Yeah, we can probably have that be the where you went after the thing with Zach.
Yep.
Assuming Veronica's still showing up to her job.
Yeah. Veronica would meet wherever you wanted to.
I mean, if it's after work hours, probably a random bar somewhere. I don't know.
So
One of
Veronica's
the
sitting
things
in
that she
a
hasn't
booth.
been kicked out of.
Yeah. Ideally.
Yeah, basically Veronica basically just goes, this part of the city I probably shouldn't go back to.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure Veronica now has a reputation, at least among the bikers, for don't fuck with that girl.
At least some bikers.
Some of them would probably see it as a challenge.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, you're in a I don't want to say cozy, a comfortable pub. Like it's a bit worn down. Probably been here like 30 years or something.
Just on the right side of used.
Yeah. Lived in. And yeah, Elliot comes in. The room kind of tenses like that comfortable, familiar atmosphere as something unnatural comes into the room.
He's hooded and it's drawn down and
yeah.
And Veronica purposefully picked one of those, we have a privacy curtain booths.
I don't think there's privacy curtains in most bars.
yeah.
But you can pick a sort of like darker corner out of the way, like far enough away from the bar that it's like people won't overhear, and you can just sort of, you're very much giving like leave us alone vibes anyway. So, yeah.
He'll step in and sort of through the little bit of the hood that lets his eyes be seen, just scan the room until he finds Veronica.
Yeah. There's a couple of like random couples, people drinking alone, few older types, they're enjoying a comfortable retirement. But it's a very sort of like, it's a workers' bar. So yeah, everyone's just sort of doing their own thing. No one is making eye contact with you except probably Veronica when you come in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you see her.
He'll just
And her first
quietly
thought is
walk there.
Her first thought is probably, why is he doing the horror movie villain stare?
He'll get in the booth and look up and say, "So,
Hello?
hello."
She does one of these and goes, you wanted to talk.
How's Jess?
Probably in Scotland by now, if she hasn't hopped a plane to a different continent.
He'll nod. I'm glad she didn't die. Sounds hollow when he says that.
So I know you have a list of who needs to die. Is James on that list? Once they're gone, what will you do? Let me ask you this. Do you want to keep existing?
For anyone audio only, he replied with a shrug for the last two questions.
Why am I here?
I think Zach wants the direct culprit to survive.
Mary.
He nods.
You do realize she's a spirit, and I'm pretty sure you can't kill what's already dead. Well, us notwithstanding.
Anything can hurt her. She should be hurt.
Storyteller, does Veronica think she's talking with Elliot, or is she talking with Amy?
Yeah, what's inside?
Okie dokie. Rouse. I get a little hungrier. Where's inside? Oh, there you are. I'm gonna willpower that.
Okay.
Okay, only 5.
That is good. So yeah, there's a little bit of Amy in the concern for Jess. Even if it sounds hollow, a little bit of, I don't know, a twitch or something, like just more. There's more energy to it than most of what Elliot's saying. And then when he's referring to the list, particularly when he's talking about Mary or James, there's definitely Amy there, but she's not in control or anything. But
Almost like they both agree on this.
Yeah, those moments have like an intensity to them, where whatever monster Elliot is now, like is driven by these things. Right, these are the things it cares about.
So for the audience, Veronica is definitely writing her own list of things to kill. And once everything is said and done, Elliot is at the top of that list. And she just goes, "What happened a week ago? Was that you or was that Amy?"
A week ago was what? The
fight at the church.
Okay. Amy lost it. At the church or at her house? Thought it was Jess.
I think
She's
Veronica's
referring
the
to-
battle
Yes, the battle.
with James
Oh,
and
with
Wolfsack.
James and Wolfsack, then that was... Yeah, okay.
But I mean, they happened the same night.
Yeah, I'm like... Okay, I think Elliot will just... Actually, instead of say Amy lost it, he'll just ask, what are you talking about? Which part? A lot happened last week.
The James part.
I saw him. And Amy yelled and yelled and yelled. And I couldn't keep it back more than just to give him the warning to run off. He didn't keep running. I told him to run. He decided to stand and fight.
Amy is gone.
She's not.
Yes, she is. I don't care what demented voice is in your head, but it's not Amy.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. It does matter. Because I know for a fact that whatever is sitting right in front of me, it is not Elliot. It is a monster wearing his skin.
That's the same thing Jess said about you.
Maybe she's right. About all of us. But at least I still am me. And you can't say the same.
I am me. And me just
Then
sometimes
riddle me this.
gets in the way.
Before all this happened, even right after it happened, would human Elliot be saying these things?
I promised her before she went mad that I would take care of him. Of all of them. And he leans forwards and you can notice his fangs come out as he says, and I keep my promises.
And she shows her fangs to him and goes, corpses don't care about promises.
Then I guess I'm not a corpse.
Yeah, you are. And she walks away.
Elliot, you feel something wet sliding down your face. And you realize there's a small trickle of blood coming down. You're crying, you don't know why.
He'll stay at the bar for a bit until it stops. He'll draw the hoodie closer so that it masks more of his face, and then he'll go to the bathroom, clean off, and step out.
And And as this is done, she texts James and Zach individually and says, "Whatever the fuck is inhabiting Elliot's corpse, it's not Elliot. It's a liability, and it told me that you, James, are on its top 3 people to kill."
I'm assuming Veronica isn't stupid enough to actually say that shit in a text message. I'm assuming it's
yes,
James,
you can assume that Veronica is smarter than I am.
James's response is James's response and is just responds with like a notepad emoji that has like bullet points on it and just like an arrow to it and just says Elliot and then an arrow pointing up. Basically, Elliot's at the top of his list too.
I just want to point out to everyone,
Elliot's getting higher up on his list.
James is not at the top of that list.
He's said top 3.
Yeah.
I said top 3.
Yeah, Elliot's not. Elliot's in. Like, James doesn't have many people he wants to kill. Like, he wants to deal with Billy just because he feels like Billy's turning against him and he needs to nip that in the bud. But he wants Crowley and Jack. Like, Crowley and Jack are ahead of Elliot. But he wants to put Elliot down because he sees the absolute monster Elliot is becoming. And Veronica's like, oh, hey, he ate his sister. And in James's head, he's thinking she means literally, like, he devoured her body. Like, but that's what he's thinking, because Veronica didn't clarify. She just said he...
Actually, she would have gone, huh, and basically implied that it was and not yum 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 yum.
I do have a question. How does Veronica know that?
Because she was in the house, saved her sister, and saw your fangs dug into.
Yeah,
okay, but how do you know how any of that like works? Like, doing that might not do anything.
She doesn't.
Okay.
She okay. This is what happened. Veronica saw you drinking from Amy. She saved her sister, got drunk. When she went to Elliot, she said, I saw Elliot eat. Well, she would have been said eating because she doesn't. So, slight mistake on my part. She would have said eating his sister. She didn't know that Amy was in Elliot until right now.
Mm-hmm. So I'm listening to the way you phrase that, and I'm just thinking, just let it go. Just let it all go. No,
but
I imagine
she basically would clarify that, and also, let's assume that this is all in person. Meet me. I want to clarify some things with Zach and Elliot and James.
James would have absolutely turned to you and be like, clarification.
Jack is like, can we put the guns away from each other until after we deal with the threat in the room?
Elliot's fangs were.
He was drinking
Amy,
his sister.
Yep.
Again, I don't care about this. Can we throw the Elliot at...
Shut up and let me speak.
Look, Veronica, it doesn't matter, okay? Whatever Elliot's done to his sister, whatever...
Amy is dead. In his head.
I don't even know what that means, dude. Is he going crazy and hearing voices, or what?
What he told me when he attacked you, he told me that Amy screamed inside his head, "Kill him."
Okay, so he's cracked.
So, let me ask you this. Is he more of a liability than an asset?
Oh, he's definitely a
There's
liability.
There's a voice that interjects. Well, trouble in paradise.
I swear to fuck, Crowley, if you're behind me, I will fucking murder you.
I mean, I am, and you can. That's fine.
Real quick, I'm guessing Elliot isn't there since you're talking about him.
Yeah, I'm assuming this ended up. I'm assuming, or then I'll change James's reply. James will just say, "Group meeting," and then that's how we ended up together without Elliot. So,
okay, I'm sorry. Veronica's too pissed at Crowley to let him speak. She downs a feral claw potion and goes swinging at Crowley.
Oh my god!
When you turn, it's an old man. It's Zach would recognize.
Okay, she does the. She stops right before she makes contact and goes, "God, I hate your smug ass."
Adorable. Nice trick. And you'll like tap your claw down, and away from him. Wow.
Can you stop using my apartment, mates?
Well, I wanted to get Alan, but this one I'll have to do. So.
Douglas, I have
Trouble in Paradise.
Yeah, what the fuck? Seeing as you're here, what the fuck happened with Amy? Like, how'd she become one of us? Like, what the fuck happened there? Because,
Wait, no, wait, let me guess. Amy died. You decided to have some fun. Manipulate Elliot into thinking that saving his sister would be a good idea, and then you raised her from the dead. Am I right?
You'll turn to James and Zach. She's very loud. But in this case, she is wrong. Mr. Elliot was in distress and wanted to sister back. I obliged. I've manipulated no one. And he'll try to make eye contact with Veronica again. Whatever happened, it's down to her. Some people are not particularly suited to handle the gift.
well,
Oh, so that's what you call it.
yeah, not. I don't suppose there's a return policy on this gift of yours.
Yeah, it's called the sun.
Not for you. Some of my finest work, but that's beside the point.
Okay, I think she gets really pissed at this, kicks a chair and goes, "I am not some fucking painting you can..."
Sit down. Give me I believe it's composure resolve.
Nice.
Double check.
It's the DM's "please stop interrupting me" button.
Okay, sorry. If it was any other character, I wouldn't, but this is Crowley, and Veronica fucking hates Crowley.
Intelligence plus resolve, please.
Oh, that's my best roll.
Okay.
Oh, that's a crit.
Nice. My God, he's actually going to have to try.
She's moving closer to the screen. I repeat, she moved closer to the screen. Run! Abort.
Let's see.
I am sorry for interrupting you, by the way.
No, it's okay. It's fine in roleplay, not fine at above game.
Mm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So you resist. You try very hard and like are able to force yourself to like take a step forward, like as if you're going to kick, and then you sit down.
And all this time she is saying, "I am not some fucking painting you can sell at market."
I don't think he thinks we're paintings, more lab rats.
When that happens, as Zach says that, James just looks at Veronica goes, "Well, Picasso, I think he just proved you wrong." And then he looks at Crowley. He's like, "So that's how you made me put the gun down." I've been wondering about that.
She is giving you the dirtiest look, James.
Are you sure you don't want to kill James? I mean, sure.
Well, let's
He's making it real hard on
keep
himself.
things civil.
I'm pretty
I
sure
think,
I'm pretty sure civility went out the window when you fucking kidnapped us.
Yeah, I mean, you are our murderer. Like,
no. I have liberated you from feeble destinies.
there's a definite eyebrow raise from James, which speaks partly to the "I was a rising gangster" and I'm also a rising Ventru. Like, how dare you tell me my destiny's feeble? But yeah, sorry.
And she
So, I do apologize for this infraction, but I do need everyone to listen. Now, I understand that Mr. Payne is, well, going through some things, but we all make our choices. And that's the important thing. Choices. You've all made yours. It's been delightful to watch you. And I think it's time that we draw the experiment to a close. And I'm delighted to say that I think you're all fascinating enough that we might just get a passing grade. If you would kindly come visit me tomorrow evening at the Hellfire Caves. Well, we have a bit of a show, some dinner, some familiar faces. He looks to James, and I wouldn't want you to miss it for the world.
Leave.
Is it actually going to be you, or are you going to be a pissant coward and possess another innocent person?
My God, does she talk like that to everyone?
Well, only to sexist pigs.
Doesn't even like it. All you're saying like washes over him. Like he doesn't hear you. I
don't know how many of you have watched DS9, but there's an episode where two Ferengi, one's a woman, and women on Ferengi aren't allowed to talk. They're not allowed to wear clothes. And there's an episode where
this is like beside the point. We can save this for the after show.
Sorry, I just wanted to. Yeah. Anyway, so when Veronica does that, James just looks at her like, "All right, like I get that you're angry. Like I'm pissed too. The fucker's got my brother, but like maybe wind it in a bit."
Last night I dreamed a deadly dream. My dream would scare my soul.
So apparently you're intending to do some fucking ritual or some bullshit.
Some bullshit.
Yeah,
Well, you'll have to attend see. There's
and how
room supply. I don't want to ruin the surprise, and I want you all to be there.
Okay, so above game. If we I feel like we would have taken some time to research not just the ritual but the name Enoch. What would we have discovered? Because I feel like that is something James would have, like at the very least, James would have told Zach to look up.
Zach would have been too busy. When Zach wasn't at home, he was too busy trying to master the release ritual.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, I think James would at least take it on himself because he's still focused on the end goal. Everyone else seems to be evolving rapidly.
Fuck you, Zach is nothing but focused on the end goal.
Fair. Ellie and Veronica are becoming frenemies.
So in World of Darkness, like information is a little bit more controlled. There might be references to Enoch as like the first city, but it's a myth, and that's about as much as you could learn. Like you'd have to be very, very into the occult or very connected.
Right. I didn't
like learn anything more than that.
Would I know that it's a biblical thing or? I don't actually know if it's in the Bible. I assume it is.
I don't know off the top of my head.
It is a biblical thing. How into? I don't think James is into the Bible enough to know, though.
I think he's been doing research ever since.
Give me an intelligence call.
Can Zach
not enough to get. I don't have any occults, but
can Zach make that role because he had bibliology literally pushed into him from the youth by his asshole father?
I mean, you could, but there's no reason to just now.
There's the answer from Wikipedia.
This is something that James was looking up before on his own. This is about like what James has learned. There's. And as you said, you're busy like trying to learn the ritual and things yourself for other things. So you've been a bit busy to look into this.
Can I make it an academics role instead of an occult role?
Sure, I'll change the difficulty.
I at least have a point in academics. Is that intelligence?
Yes.
And then, okay.
I put on Discord what Enoch is in the actual Bible, which is what he would have access to.
Okay, I got 3 successes.
Yeah.
Which is the max I could have got.
There's a reference to a person named Enoch in the Bible, in Genesis, about a guy who lived for like 300 years before God like yoinked them. But that's about it. There's not a lot to go on. He is a saint. He is referred to as a saint.
Yeah. So, I know that you want to go knocking. Like, I'm from what I gathered, it's something like opening the door to like the biblical first city. You realize, I mean, Crowley. I know you're like a big occult guy, but surely you know how stupid that is, right? Like, whatever the fuck's there has been there for thousands upon thousands of years. It's bigger, older, and stronger than you can imagine. Like, I assume you're aware of the phrase "fuck around and find out."
There are more things in heaven and earth than I dreamt of in your philosophy. And if we don't knock on the doors, then we don't learn. So.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you intellectual.
She's so mouthy. I can stop that.
I think at this point, James just must please do. And
okay. I'm sorry.
Oh no! I like
Veronica's mad.
out of character, it's funny, but in character, I feel like James is like, "Oh my god, will you stop poking the fucking bear?"
He's gonna stride over to you, and like lift your finger up, lift your head up by the chin with like one finger. And again, this is like an old frail man, doing this.
She
Miss
keeps.
Veronica,
She keeps.
please keep your insults to yourself. It's rather uncivil.
She keeps her eyes shut and doesn't look him in the eye.
Good girl. And he just pats the side of your face.
Out of character, I hate Crowley so much. He's such a skis, but
Okay.
Out of character, I love him. He's a perfect villain.
You can see.
He absolutely is, but that's why I hate him, because he's such a good villain.
Veronica has forgotten that she has claws and is grabbing her thighs and digging her own claws into her thighs.
Oh.
So I'm going to give myself a point of superficial damage.
Sure, I was going to ask if you wanted to take that, but yeah.
I'm assuming asking you to not kill the gentleman you're possessing is cold door.
I mean, someone has to. I mean, he's seen all this, and none of you can wipe minds. I believe Miss Payne could. She was fascinating. She knew when to shut up.
What happened to her? Because apparently Elliot ate her or something? The fuck's that about?
That is interesting. I have to add cannibalism to my research notes. But I would like to discuss all of that with yourself and Elliot when he's actually present.
Yeah, he's what the fuck he's doing.
Let's say he checks like the watch on this guy's wrist. 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. If you have plans, cancel them. This
Could
will
you
be to die for.
Could you do us a favor at least?
Mm-hmm.
Walk that body into the street, into a car. At least that way, clean up on the body will be a lot easier.
That does make sense. You know, leaving old man, his wife just died. Terrible accident. So, gentlemen, it's been lovely to see you. Miss Veronica, I hope you're better behaved tomorrow evening.
I assume it would be too much to ask to appeal to your sense of common decency and let the poor old guy live, but
I just asked that. Were you not paying attention?
Yeah, but I'm feeling there is his sense of common decency.
I'm pretty sure his sense of common decency is putting the old man out of his misery is the decent thing to do.
I mean, your first mistake is thinking that this is a man. This is a puppet, a bag walking around that thinks it's a person. It's like a dog. Only dogs have some value. This, and he strokes like the side of his own face. This is the highest purpose it could be used for.
That's a fucking person you're talking about.
Again, please stop talking. We'll discuss philosophy tomorrow night. But I grow very tired of you interrupting me. So I'll bid you both a good evening, Miss Veronica. And he turns and walks away.
What are you planning to do with my brother?
He just like waves as he like closes the door.
Then I assume we hear a car accident outside.
Yeah. Like 2 minutes later.
Okay, Veronica's in a mood and she is just screams at the top of her lungs and is breaking shit.
Knowing this is going to happen, Sat puts hands on ears just as it's about to.
Yeah, as Veronica as Veronica trashes everything. James just steps out of the way, and he's like, and he just looks at Zach and just, tell me you've got a way to kill that fucker.
I have a way to take away his toys. Killing him will be up to the rest of you.
Good enough.
I sent a text to Elliot. We just met Crowley.
I think that's a good cut point.
We cut to Elliot.
Just met the big cheese.
On the outskirts of the city, stepping off coach. Weirdly, like the people behind him on the coach have like waited for him to get off. The people who were in front of him on the coach have scampered away like ants. As he steps off, in a familiar village, we see the pub in Wickham. You're very close to where you woke up initially. After that incident, and there's doesn't take too long. There's a tourist like guide, like just a board or something with like directions and things, and there's like a splash that says like the famous Hellfire Caves, and they are currently chained up when you approach. It's like there's an old like dilapidated chapel over them, and then these sort of like limestone tunnels that have been carved out. It's not currently open, but there's nothing to like stop you going in, just like a chain to like bar the entrance, but you can duck under it.
Point of order, Elliot does still have a feral claw potion.
Good to know. He ducks under.
They're fairly simple to navigate. Again, it is like a tourist attraction, like for large parts of the year. It's well signposted and things. So following that, it's dead quiet. There's no torches or anything. But it's set up in a way that, sorry, just checking something. You can reach the end fairly easily, and you're not stopped. When you get to the central chamber, you see so to put this, it's a very like large round chamber. There's clearly been some work done to expand it. At the far end from the entrance is a sheet that's been like nailed into the wall, like with like pythons or something. And there's notes scattered around, a few dead bodies, like workers and things have come down. And sitting comfortably in a chair in a very out of place desk, with a single candle next to him, is a youngish looking man. Mr. Payne, I just, you weren't there for this, but I did just invite you to come by tomorrow, so you're a bit ahead of the game. Is there something I can help you with?
He'll continue walking towards the desk. I feel like at this distance, although he could talk and it would be heard,
Mhm.
it it's better to be in front of him. So he'll close the distance to normal speaking distance.
Mhm. Yeah, you're about 10 feet away. Well, is this a business or a pleasure call?
That's me laughing. He isn't. Just came to check on my grades so far.
Well, you've been incredibly fascinating. So I wasn't sure until I heard from your friends.
He smiles,
But you
showing off
actually
his
did it.
fangs.
Diablo, well done. There's so few thinbloods ready to take that step. Now, of course, eating your sister is an interesting choice.
She went mad.
Yes, she became a white.
What is that?
She couldn't handle the gift.
Never
When
said
we
that was the
become,
thing.
it's rare for it to happen so quickly. When we become what we are, when we are elevated, we're still chained to certain aspects of our humanity. Terrible stain on us, keeping us bound to hell. Miss Payne, unfortunately couldn't handle her chains and was not strong enough to break them. So they have dragged her down, and she fell. I understand that everything you've done was to preserve her. And in a way, having successfully diabolized her, you have taken part of her soul into you. So she's saved, as long as you continue to exist.
So she is with me.
I believe so. I don't make a habit of diabolizing. It tends to... It has rather unfortunate side effects.
She took control. Saw James and she moved me.
Interesting. And how do you feel looking at me? Bucking, how do you feel looking at Crowley?
Above game, how does Amy feel? Because Elliot doesn't feel a whole lot about him.
She has very mixed feelings. On the one hand, like, he ruined her wedding, like, indirectly. On the other hand, he did bring her back to life. That was weird. On the other hand, it's a curse. And he's kind of full of shit. So, yeah.
It's that Simpsons.
Fairly mixed.
It's the Simpsons meme. That's good. That's bad. That's good.
Yeah.
That's bad. I go now.
Yeah, basically. So he'll just answer with
which is why I was asking.
Yeah. I mean, I think Elliot is similar in that he brought his sister back, but that was awful. But he did bring his sister back. But he also killed him. Like, So I think he'll just answer with the single word mixed. I promised her I would kill you. And James. And Mary.
Killing a ghost, that's an interesting prospect. I mean, not impossible. In fact, if you attend tomorrow evening, I think you'll get your chance. I don't even mind if you particularly take a swing at my head. But while you're here, would you care for a drink?
Yes.
He gestures to like a seat across from him.
When I did it, he is taking a seat in the process. I stopped feeling hungry. Then I healed. Then I killed someone. And the hunger went away again.
Right. Education has been rather lacking, I suppose. Blood is nutrition to the divine. And when we take a soul, we are satiated for a time. When we indulge in our gifts, we are risk being roused to darker indulgences once more. But given your current state, your divinity is coming along quite nicely, and you shouldn't feel too much when you take a life. So I wouldn't worry too much about it.
What would happen if I do the same thing? That I did to
in
Amy.
what regard?
What would happen if I did the same thing that I did to Amy? To any of them?
Well, there isn't much to be gained from consuming your fellow thinbloods. But a full-blooded kindred, you develop more gifts and become closer to the Father.
So I should do that to you.
If you have the opportunity, from a purely academic point of view, the benefits of such an act are many.
He'll nod.
Now, for one of my favorite guests, I think we'll have something from the top shelf. How do you feel about dog? Don't
The
answer.
animal?
No, I have a particular dog in mind. He lets out like a small whistle, and an unfamiliar person steps out. They are fairly well dressed, very tall, like well built, and they are carrying a length of chain. And at the end of the chain is a familiar priest, collared, and he's sort of walking on his hands and knees, just beaten, clothes are torn.
Oh. I see you caught him.
It's not the first time he's tried to slip the leash, but we're very good at this.
He gave Zach a ritual.
Of course he is. Of course he did. He's such a bad boy. He leans down and like scritches the side of the stray's face like he is the dog.
Zach could do a lot with it. I'm sure I could do more.
He could. Yeah, he leans down and cuts the stray's hand. Lets it fill a glass. And then another. Pats it on the head. Like this is like fully dehumanized. And then just gives that a kick away. And another figure takes them back into another chamber off the side.
I'm not sure what I'm angrier about more, the fact that he's treated a human being like a dog, or the fact that that's how he would treat a dog.
I would be the second one, but hey.
Oh. Well,
I'm not sure I agree with your treatments of dogs. Kicking them is rude.
well, they have to learn the place. A dog that doesn't listen to its master is
The failure of a master.
a
Have you never
willful
trained
beast.
a dog? Kicking them just makes them hate you.
Is it better to be loved or feared?
It's better to be respected.
Well,
Elliot does have a lot of animal ken.
perhaps you can give me some tips on how to train my dog. Assuming we all survive this, Eve hands the glass to you and sits down.
Well, I wasn't planning on going anywhere, so we can spend the night chatting about how to properly train a dog.
Oh. Bon appetit.
He'll drink.
It isn't like fresh from the vein, so I'm going to say it's only 2 drops in both. Yeah.
I probably won't use it right now, but I'll just note it down.
Damn it! Give me my werewolf blood.
Be quiet, junkie. You're not in the scene.
It's only a problem when I run out, and I'm currently out.
So, yeah, we sit with you for a while as like the scene fades out. And that is where we'll wrap up the episode. Join us next time for the finale of our show, guys. Episode 13, Ve Victus.
Hate Crowley so fucking much.
Wow, how dare you, Jenny? How dare you? Also, well done.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming along with us on this. We'll see you next week. We're going to record an after show, and I hope you all had fun. So, bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Happy birthday.